Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where I'm working with you step by step through the ABRSM Theory Grades. And we're now working our way through. We've got to the end of the sections, last paper now on the Music Theory Past Papers 2016. If you visit sharonbill.com, if you go to my website there, you'll find lots of resources available to help you. You can access some free PDF information sheets that are available in US letter or A4 and they accompany each step of this series. Everything you need to know for Grade 1 Music Theory, all the information is here. You can also find links to all of my YouTube video tutorials, so if you need to go back and revise the section, you can find that on the playlist and just gen up a little bit there. You can also access information about the books that I have available. I've written a book, How to Take Your ABRSM Music Theory Exam, and it's full of tips and techniques on how to best prepare for your exam and also how to best make use of the time once you're sitting in the exam room taking your paper. So if you visit sharonbill.com, it's all there for you. If you can give me a like, that would be fab, and subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's loads more to come, but now let's crack on and we'll move to the end of the book to section S, Theory Grade 1, Paper S, page 13. Now, Paper S isn't actually a past exam paper, it's a specimen paper, and they've just included this as a bonus. So papers A, B and C were actually taken during that year, but Paper S is just a specimen paper. And sometimes the layout of these final papers are a little bit different. However, the principle remains the same, and so I'm hoping that you've had a go through this paper, and it's always better to do that, and doesn't matter if you go wrong, you learn by your mistakes and you just keep building on that knowledge. So I'm hoping that you've had a go on your own, and we'll work through these together now. So question 1 asks us to add the missing bar lines to these two melodies. We've got two separate melodies with two separate time signatures, so just watch out there. They give us the first bar line and we've just got to carry on in that manner. So for the first question, we need to count 3 beats in a bar. We've got a 1 beat rest, 1 and a half, all added together makes 3. And there's our first bar line. So let's carry on with that. So these two halves, half a beat, make 1, plus 2 beat there makes 3. And so there's our next bar line. There's a 1 beat, half and half makes 1, half and half makes 1, 1, 2, 3. A 2 beat and a 1 beat, that makes 3. And that leaves us with 3 at the end, and so we know we're correct. So if you've just sort of annotated your exam paper, you can then just quickly rub that out to keep your exam paper looking nice and clear. Do whatever you need to do to help you to just work through that. So the next paper, we've got to count to 2 beats in a bar. So we've got 3/4 and a quarter, that's 1 beat, half and a half is another beat, 1, 2, there we go. So half and a half is 1, half a beat is 2, there's our 2. A 1 beat and a 1 beat makes 2, there's a bar line, leaving us with 2 for the last bar, so we know we're right there. Now moving on to question 2, in the new exam papers from 2018 onwards, this 2-bar rhythm is no longer included in the exam paper, and so we're going to just skip that now because that now no longer appears in any of the exam papers. So turn over now to question 3, and we'll continue with this. So this asks us, give the letter name of each of the notes marked with a star and include a flat sign where necessary. So it's very generous of them to give us that little reminder there. The first answer is given. And so we're in treble clef, but if you weren't sure of some of the notes, they've given you a starting point to help you. Remember the spaces spell face, F-A-C-E, and the lines, every good boy deserves football. So we've got everything we need now to answer this. So F-A-C-E, that's an E. Every good boy. However, that's not yet complete because we've got a key signature of B flat, so we need to say it's a B flat, otherwise you'd lose part of your marks there. F-A, that's an A. Notice I'm always using capitals as well. Every good boy deserves. Every good boy deserves football. FAC. Every good. And there's an F. So that's that bit done. How many bars contain a semiquaver or a 16th note? And that's the one that's here, a quarter of a beat. So actually, just scanning through, we've got that one there and just that one there, so we've only got 2. So just 2 bars. There we go. Let's press on to the next one. So now we're looking at intervals, and it's asking us above each note. We notice that we've got to go above, otherwise we'll end up dropping an octave and the interval will be incorrect. Higher, write a higher note to form the named harmonic interval as shown in the first answer. So they've very generously given us this first answer. Notice a harmonic interval is where the notes come one on top of the other, like a harmony or a chord. So if you placed your note afterwards, you would be losing marks because that would be a melodic interval. We need the notes to be stacked on top of each other to make it a harmonic interval. The key is G major, so we're always counting G as our first. They've given us our first, and we need to add our notes above. So a fifth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or line, 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 first, third, fifth. So we should be on a D, G, A, B, C, D. Remember, you always count your first as the given note. So now we're in the treble clef G. 1, 3, 5, 6 is E. G, A, B, C, D, E. There's our 6th. A 7th. 1, 3, 5, 7. Or if you want to count it separately, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is an F. We just one off an octave there. It's actually F sharp, but the key signature takes care of that. Treble clef G, first, second, third we need, gives us the next line. And a 4th, now we're going to need a ledger line here because we've got quite high in the range. So your first is the space, second is the line, third is the space, so we need a ledger line to C to make that a 4th. There we go, and that should give you 10 marks. Let's have a look at this next one. Draw a circle around the higher note of these pairs of notes, and then we've got to draw a circle around the lower note of these pairs of notes. Now then, if it is that you struggle to visualise these, I always suggest that on your scrap of paper, you draw yourself a piano keyboard. Doesn't have to, so I wouldn't do it on your paper, but I'm just doing this so you can see it. They give you a scrap paper in the exam. 2 black notes, miss 1. 3 black notes, miss 1. 2 black notes, miss 1. It's much easier to visualise, even if you're not a piano player. It's worth just having just this little reference point. Do anything you can to make the thinking easy for you. So we've got a B flat to a B natural. B flat, watch your clefs here by the way. B flat to B natural. So obviously the highest is the natural, a flat lowers a note. We've got F sharp in the bass clef and F natural. So a sharp is higher than a natural. We've got a D and a D sharp. A sharp is always higher than a natural. We've got an E natural and an E flat. A flat lowers a note, so the natural must be higher. We've got a G and a G sharp in the bass clef. So of course the sharp raises the note and therefore that makes it higher. Let's have a look at the next one. So now we're looking at the lower note of these pairs. So just be careful that you read these questions carefully. So we've got an E natural in the bass clef and an E flat. Of course a flat lowers a note, so that will be the lowest. We've got a B natural and a B flat. A flat lowers a note, and so that's that one. We've got a C natural and a C sharp, that's middle C and middle C sharp. So a sharp raises a note, and so the lowest will be the natural. Bass clef A, we've got an A flat and an A natural. We know that a flat lowers a note, so that will be lower than a natural. And then we've got an F sharp and an F natural. A sharp raises a note and therefore the natural will be lower. So that's quite easy so long as you remember what it is the question's particularly asking for. So there we go, we'll leave that paper for now. We'll come back into that in the next video. If that's been helpful to you, if you can give me a like, that'd be great. And subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's lots more in store. And please do go to sharonbill.com to make full use of all the free PDF information sheets and with all the links to the YouTube video tutorials to help you to just revise all of these different subjects. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.